Hello everyone, I'm going to be doing a review on the book The Lovely Bones today, and this is the one I got. It is the movie poster book cover. It's a paperback. So the back of the book says, "My name was Salmon like the fish, first name Susie. I was 14 when I was murdered on December 6, 1973. So begins the story of Susie Salmon, who is adjusting to her new home in heaven, a place that is not at all what she expected, even as she is watching life on Earth continue without her friends trying to trade rumors about her disappearance, her killer trying to cover his tracks, her grief-stricken family unraveling. Out of unspeakable tragedy and loss, The Lovely Bones succeeds, miraculously, in a building tale filled with hope, humor, suspense, even joy." And there is a ton of praises for this book. The New Yorker, San Francisco Chronicle, New York Times, Christian Science Monitor. And at first I thought, because I have not seen the movie, I read the book first. I'm going to watch the movie as soon as I can, but it's all sold out wherever I go. So at first I thought this book was mostly going to be about her murder and the murderer, because I do watch a lot of murder shows like on A&E and stuff like that. And it's not that way much at all. It doesn't really talk about her murderer. It's basically her watching her family from heaven and reflecting on events in the past and her life in the past and things that are happening to her family now and just stuff like that. If you're younger, you might not want to read this book because some of the things can be pretty vulgar, and yeah, if you can handle those things, I would say go ahead and read this book. This is a very good book. I'd probably give it about 3 out of 5 because it's not the normal type of book I would read, but I do like this book and I do suggest it. So if it's something that you would be interested in reading, go ahead and read it. I am going to be giving spoilers away right away. So if you guys haven't read this book yet and you don't want me to give anything away, I would suggest that you pause the video now and save this part for later. So spoilers. Pretty much the whole book is her just reflecting on her life and the way things were before she died and stuff like that. In the first chapter, I was quite surprised. It explains her getting raped and her murder and stuff like that. It was a very unpleasant chapter to read. And after that, she's in love with a boy named Ray Singe, who is Indian. I think Singe is how you pronounce his name, I'm not quite sure. But as she's dying, she passes through a woman, or a girl at the time, and her name is Ruth. I'm not quite sure of her last name. I don't remember it from the book because I read this a couple weeks ago. But pretty much, as her spirit hits Ruth, later on throughout Ruth's life, she experiences, like, she sees ghosts, I guess, or, yeah. So just because Susie's body passed through her, she starts to see ghosts. And I don't really believe in ghosts personally myself, but this book didn't really bug me because it wasn't too, like, paranormal or anything like that. And her parents, after she dies, her parents are kind of, like, not getting along too well. They don't really talk to each other. They're civil towards each other, but they're not all there towards each other. Like, her mom doesn't go around her dad, and her dad kind of, like, hides out all day. And her dad gets suspicion that it was their neighbor that killed Susie. And of course he's right. It was their neighbor, Mr. Harvey. And pretty much he never loses that suspicion. And he lets the cops know, but they don't have evidence that it was him. So pretty much they tell him, like, just forget about it. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. And one night in a field, Mr. Harvey was out there and he was going to, I think, rape one of Susie's friends. She was in a field all by herself waiting for her boyfriend. And pretty much Mr. Harvey came out and he was, like, in the field with her. And Susie's father thought that he would go attack Mr. Harvey or whatever, right? And he came across Susie's friend, and he thought that he made the mistake of coming across Susie's friend, so Mr. Harvey ran off into the bushes to hide, and he ended up getting beat up by Susie's friend's boyfriend. It's kind of confusing. And then, of course, Susie's mom and her dad break up, and, well, they didn't really break up. Her mom ran away. I knew that she was going to cheat on him with Len, the policeman. This book was very, very well written. The copy that I have does not have any spelling errors or grammatical errors or anything like that. It's very, like, descriptive and stuff like that. It explains, like, scenes and stuff like that to a T. Her heaven, like, you can imagine it very, very vividly. And I'm not one, when I read a book, I kind of black out on the descriptions. I kind of ignore them because I don't really find that part important. That's just me. But with this book, it's kind of hard not to pay attention to them. Like, even the cover, like, you can tell that scenery is a big thing, and on the movie trailers, which of course I've seen. So pretty much in the end, I was not expecting Mr. Harvey to go that way. I was kind of hoping he would get caught by the police, but of course he got hit by an icicle and died, which I thought was kind of weird, I guess. I don't know. It's not really my type of ending, not the way I would have imagined the ending of the book, but I don't write books, so I just read them. And I don't know, I guess the ending was kind of okay. I kind of wished it had gone differently. Like, I don't know, maybe her dad had died and they had gone to her second part of heaven or whatever together or something like that. Just the events and stuff, like, I do remember this book very, very well, because some books, when I read them, I don't quite, like, remember what happened in certain parts of the book. I was kind of hoping that Ruth and Ray would find Susie's, like, little safe with her body parts in it and stuff like that. But I guess for the family, they kind of, like, settled and they didn't need that to be brought up again because they were finally at peace with each other. So it wouldn't have really been the right ending. And the part where Susie, like, possesses Ruth pretty much and, like, gets with Ray, I don't know, I thought that was kind of weird. Like, it was very, very interesting. I was not expecting it at all, and I'm pretty sure I was hooked on that chapter. Like, there's certain chapters where I didn't mind putting the book down, but certain chapters, like, you have to keep reading, like, you're, like, addicted to it, and that's really what I look for in a book. Like, I like a book that you can't put down, and I could put this one down. It wasn't so good that I was completely attached to it, and that was kind of disappointing, but I'm very glad I read it. I stuck through it the whole way because this is a very long book. It is 328 pages in the copy that I have, and I'm not gonna lie, I have this tendency to, like, open up the book and read the last page, but there's nothing that really gives anything away on the last page. It just says, like, I wish you all a long and happy life. So I was pretty glad about that. So pretty much, if you guys have any questions about this book, I want you to message me. I want you to tell me what you thought of the book. Please don't write any spoilers in the comments, because, of course, some people who haven't read the book are gonna see this video probably, and it'd just be nice for them to not have to have any spoilers. So if you're gonna write something about the book, tell me how good you thought it was down there. But if you're going to say anything about it, please message me because I do read all my messages. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, like, and comment. And I will be making more videos of book reviews because I read a ton.